Welcome back, everyone, to another team building tip with John Sgromolo. We'll be right back with John's tip for this week. But first, let's hear from our podcast sponsors. As always, we want to thank our good friends at Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can learn more at hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing. We want to thank our good friends at Violet Defense for their support of the Educational AD podcast. Go to violetdefense.com for more information. Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school's athletic department, Violet Defense has the solutions and experience that you need. Go to violetdefense.com and find out more about their great products. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department these days, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year, while also creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call them at 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. We've got a Sideline Interactive video score table like you see right here in our gym, and we just love it. We use it for volleyball games, basketball games, but we also use it for pep rallies and even signing ceremonies. It's such a tremendously versatile tool. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com for more information. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. We also want to thank our good friends at Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. You know, they are on a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen video consoles, along with an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history, along with your proudest moments, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com or learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute. Call them at 614-981-3589. You can also email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for sponsoring the Athletic Director's Toolbox segment of the podcast. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect comprehensive data about your program that allows you to evaluate and improve every aspect. If you've never used a survey to take the pulse of your student athletes or your parents, you're really missing out on some important information. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack gives you access to the usually 95% or more of the parents and student athletes that really love your program. And it gives that group a voice to help demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack. Let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Team Building Tips with John Sgromolo on the Educational AD podcast. John's been pretty busy the last couple of months with, he and his wife welcomed Charlie into the family and just the life of a county AD. It's certainly a doubly busy time as we are now full speed into winter sports here in Florida, and the holidays are coming around. John, do you have any advice for athletic directors?
Yeah, Jake. Well, hey, thanks for having me back here on Team Building Tips. Hope everybody had an awesome time out at the national conference in Denver. Unfortunately, like I said, I had to stay home with the little man, but we spent some quality time, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in Nashville next year. The conference looked like it was a great time with some great PD. And really today I want to talk about athletic director burnout. I think depending on your situation as an athletic administrator, there's certain you have ADs have varying levels of support. You might be at a school where you're a one man or one woman show, and then you might be at a school where you're in more of a fundraising role and you have a full operations team and involve parents and so on. But I think it's important as we go into the holiday season that we all take some time for ourselves. The old saying is you can't lead from an empty vessel, and we need to make sure that we turn the phone off, we turn the emails off, and really attend to ourselves and our families to make sure that we're leading with kind of a full capacity. Jake, you're a veteran athletic director. You did this for a very long time. What's one thing you would tell our listeners about uh, unplugging or turning off? I think a lot of, especially for us younger athletic administrators, we have some almost like an apprehension and an anxiety that, well, if I turn my phone off, I'm not going to be accessible and the department's going to fail. What would you say to a younger AD that says something like that?
Well, you're so right. I think we are naturally wired. It's in our DNA to be on task and prevent challenges from ever occurring. So it can be tempting. And I know over the course of my career, I certainly fell into that trap more than I, wish I would have. So just as you mentioned, it's that encouragement to take that conscious break and turn off the phone, put it away. That email, unless there's a pipe broken and there's water gushing into your gym, that email can probably wait until after the holidays. If you need to talk to a coach, just pick up the phone and call them real quick and take care of it that way. But take a conscious effort to disengage. I was very fortunate. My wife was a coach. Our three kids were involved in athletics. And so our lives were very much about sports. But there's still, as I look back, there were far too many times that I wish I would have taken that break and put more focus into the family. So again, great point. And any techniques or ideas that you can think of from an AD that's maybe on the close to the front end of that journey?
Yeah, so I think today's team building tip is to set boundaries. I think that one of the things that as the leader of the organization, whether it's with your coaches, whether it's with your admin team, I'm sure your principal probably does this with you, or they should, about setting boundaries and really prioritizing family. And what I mean by setting boundaries is, unless it is an absolute someone's leg's been chopped off, which if that happens, please call 911 first. But unless it's that kind of a scenario, please wait until working hours the next day. I think and when you do that, you allow yourself, your brain to recalibrate, to rest, and then come back at full steam ahead. I can tell you that my job here in Clay County District Schools, I work for some very good leaders, and listed as Roger Daly and Treasurer Pickett, my direct report. They have some of the best work-life balance that I've ever seen. And it really makes me wonder if they've been able to ascend to their positions because of that. Because when they're on the clock, they're firing on all cylinders because they're well rested. Everything at home is taken care of, and they can really do a good job. So set those boundaries, whether that's working hours or, one of the things I think that young ADs struggle with is, and I was real bad about this, they want to be everybody's everything, and you can't be. You just can't be. You have to, like the old adage is, oh, I have an open door policy. Well, if you work on a high school campus in the middle of the day and you have your door open, for 24/7, you're never going to get anything done. The custodian's going to come in and sit down. The coaches are going to come in and sit down. The principal, the parent, you're just accessible, which is good from a communication standpoint, but from an actual productivity standpoint, you're going to be chopping the tree in 1,000 different places and the tree's not going to fall. So schedule that time where, hey, I'm going to bring a coach in and we're going to sit down and meet. And then maybe, you have that time where, hey, if my door's shut, I'm working on something. And once people start seeing the productivity with those boundaries, you're going to have a lot less burnout.
No, I've heard that several times about the open door policy. I always try to have my door open, but again, it's something you really got to navigate well. And you were talking about emails. One thing that I learned too late in my career, but at least I did learn it, was when I got to the office in the morning, I'd look at those emails that had come in the night before, and I'd always check and see what time they were sent. Those emails that were sent at 11:45 at night or 1:15 in the morning, those never got an immediate response. I was going to take time to, process, maybe do some research. And, who knows, if I was watching TV at 10 o'clock myself, I might fire off an email response, see if they're up late. But again, you mentioned it. It's all about setting those boundaries and, making yourself the most productive you can be.
It's funny you mentioned emails. Our wives are smart people and they're always smarter than we are. My wife told me that my first year as an AD at Ridgeview High School. She goes, 24 hours is a reasonable time to respond to something. And I think at that juncture, I was ready to reply in 24 minutes every time. So, but at the end of the day, I really want to wish everybody a very happy holiday season. I still, this past week was National Athletic Directors Day, Athletic Administrators Day. I was so excited to visit all of our ADs and I'm just still amazed and excited and proud of the resilience of the athletic director community. Through the pandemic, athletic directors have been steadfast. They've been creative. They've been energized. They've been positive, and they continue to impact the student athlete experience. And just know, from my family to yours, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And you are truly making a difference in kids' lives. So keep up the great work.
No, I know our listeners appreciate that. And for our listeners, John is the county athletic director here in Florida, Clay County, and he does a fantastic job with all of his county ADs in the area of professional development. They have an actual institute that the ADs attend, very much in the cohort fashion, but he just does a great job of providing professional development opportunities to them. He's seen in our state as a leader, particularly in promotion and branding and technology. You really need to add him to your list of go-to resources. And along that line, John, if one of our listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain a little bit, obviously within reasonable hours, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Well, I'm very active on Twitter. You can follow me or send me a message at Coach Sgromolo, Sgromolo. And then also feel free to reach out, send me an email, john.sgromolo@myoneClay.net, or we can have a phone call, 904-336-6946. And I'd love to talk shop.
Okay. John Sgromolo, team building tips. He's going to take a well-deserved break and have some Christmas time with family and friends. And then we will get back on the regular schedule in 2022. So listeners, we appreciate you tuning in today. Remember, the Zoom recordings of these interviews are uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. Thanks again for listening. Come back again next time for another episode of the Educational AD. This has been Team Building Tips with John Sgromolo. We try to do these every single Thursday, and we couldn't do it without the help of our sponsors. We want to thank Violet Defense. They use their technology to provide technology and applications for disinfection in your athletic department. I want to thank Sideline Interactive Video Score Tables and Video Boards, a great product. Vital Signs Wall of Fame, Digital Console Hall of Fame units, Huddle.com, video and analytics, Hometown Ticketing for all of your online ticketing needs, and our Athletic Toolbox segment is sponsored by Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Please visit our sponsors. They know what they're talking about and they can help you. Have a great Christmas holiday. And as always, please come back and listen to another episode of The Educational AD.